Good evening. I'm the Vapor Lady, and I hope you'll join me on my journey as I quit smoking tobacco and enjoy the world of vaping. Just what is an e-cigarette? Now, basically they're made up of a cartridge that contains the e-fluid. Then they also have an atomizer system that vaporizes the liquid, and then you have a battery. Now the fourth component is the e-liquid itself, which we'll be getting into here shortly. But basically what I'm going to do here is I'm going to take one apart so I can show it to you. This is a basic eCab cigarillo type. It works very nicely. It gives you the feeling of smoking, but you're really not. Now I'm going to move to my second camera here. This is the eCab, and what we're going to do is we're going to take it apart. We're going to unscrew it here. This is the battery, and on top of it sits the atomizer. And then this is the atomizer tube that the atomizer sits in. And then this is a cartridge that you fill with your e-fluid. Now we're going to reassemble that very quickly here. We take our battery, we put an atomizer in it, we screw on the tip, and we replace the cartridge. And that's really all there is to it. Okay, so now with your e-cigarette, the whole idea between the larger types, like this is about the size of a cigarillo, a Swisher Sweet, that type of thing, is that you have a much larger battery. Now this is a 320 battery, and it will last several hours when you're puffing on it. The e-cigarettes that are out there today, they have very small batteries. They don't last very long. Also too, the atomizer in it is a better system. E-cigarettes will just have a little filter with everything built into it and with prepackaged flavoring in it. So you don't have any choice in your flavors, and they're not refillable. So you end up disposing of them, then recharging your batteries a few times before they go, and then having to buy more replacements as times go on. Now I've removed the battery cover, and inside is a rechargeable battery. It's about the size of a AAA, but it has its own proprietary charging system, and you should only be using the proprietary batteries for this particular system because it does deliver quite a bit more voltage, and it is a good lithium battery. Now you place that back in there, of course, and then it runs. Now, and of course it's lighting up to tell you that it's charged and ready to go. This is one type of ego system that works very well. Also, this is the preferred method right now, and of course these are very compatible with the egos, and this is an ego eCab. This is an Kanger model. Now it has, again, a large battery, and we'll place that under there, large battery, but it features a removable tank. Now this is the Kanger tank system, and we'll go down close here for this. This has a glass tank that is filled with e-liquid, and the tip is on there solid so it doesn't come off. Now when you want to fill this with your e-liquids, you take off this cover, remove it, and then fill this chamber with your liquids, except for the very center, because that's where you draw your air through. So you dribble the liquids down the side. And it's a very nice clean system. As you can see here, this has wicks on either side that soak up your juices. And it's a bottom coil cartridge. That means that your atomizer inside of here is at the bottom, so it's always bathed in the liquid and the fluid. Now we're going to screw that back on there. And as you can see, it's all put together very simple. No leaks, no mess. So Kanger and Ego are both very good systems for women. They're very simple, very clean, not very messy. I'll be showing you later on how they change out, how you go about loading the liquid exactly, and everything else. But this battery plugs into a charger that plugs in on the end, and it takes 2 hours to charge, and then it will run over 8 hours. So this is the kind of thing, you can fill it with fluid, you've got more than a day's supply of fluid, and you also have more than a day's charge on the battery. That's the Kanger tank system. Now, it's actually a Kanger eVod battery. So, but here we have the eCab again from Ego, and this is for if you're going to be going downtown and you want something a little, you know, a little classier, maybe not something quite so big to go out shopping with, that type of thing, and not have people looking at you. But this works very nicely also. It doesn't, the battery, because it's smaller, doesn't quite last as long, and the little fluid chamber is smaller, so it won't last quite as long either. But you can get a good day's smoke out of one of these. But I tend to, you should have at least two though. This you can be recharging several batteries. So if one battery goes dead, you can quick pop another recharge battery into it and you can keep going. But I always keep two around, two flavors, just in case something happens with this one, because the last thing you ever want to happen to you is that you start smoking again or reach for that pack of cigarettes. So make sure that you have at least two systems around, or at least get this with the extra batteries, or buy this with two batteries. And next we'll be getting into the e-liquids.